Let me hit go live on LinkedIn. As y'all know, I will sit here and do a whole live. So I forgot about my microphone. Y'all know I will sit and do a whole live if I get to go live on LinkedIn. LinkedIn should be able to see me and hear me. Okay. I was about to say happy Saturday. Today is not Saturday. Happy Friday, y'all. Happy Friday. It is September 5th. September just got here. September is running away really quickly. So, as you're coming in, if you're on TikTok, can you hit the screen on LinkedIn? I don't even know what you were able to do on LinkedIn and on YouTube. If you would, hit the button. Okay, so you all know we're talking about the month of September. Well, God told us, what's up, Candace, that the month of September would begin the great reset for us. Candace, let me know if you can hear me clear and if you can see me clear. I notice sometimes with my YouTube playbacks, the video is funny. I do not know why, because I look clear to me. So let me know. Okay, so the month of September, it is going to be marked as the Great Reset. It's the beginning of the Great Reset. Okay, so all this week we've been talking about different ways you can reset yourself. Today we're talking about what? Perfectionism. So if you know you are someone who battles with perfectionism, and don't be fake, just sit right here. Again, this week I know I'm doing earlier lives. I'm trying to test out the best time to go live. I'll do some later lives next week because I do not want, I know some of you all are at work, like trying to watch me. And so I'll try some later lives. And it's like, girl, we just got in the door. My supervisor don't want me to have my phone out. I'm trying to listen at you. Video is kind of crummy. See, I don't know what would cause that. Let me try this. So I turned the white on YouTube. All right. So today we're talking about perfectionism. Perfectionism can become a prison, especially for high achieving women. Okay, you're successful on paper, but you're stuck in cycles of frustration, burnout, and never feeling good enough. In your mind, you have to be perfect. Whatever you're doing, it has to be perfect. Good morning, TikTok. In your mind, whatever you're doing, it has to be perfect. Let me know if the video cleared up, Candace, or if I need to go back on Wi-Fi. I don't really want to get started until I see your comment. All right. So for high achieving women, and I'm leaning like this because I have my phone set up, I'm trying to make sure I can see your comment. It's still the same. All right. I don't know. I don't know why it does that. I apologize, you all. Okay. High achieving women. High achieving women. Let's talk about it. So you built the resume, the career, the reputation, but deep down, you're exhausted. You're second guessing yourself, and secretly, you are never satisfied. Let me split my screen with LinkedIn in my notes just in case somebody comes in LinkedIn, comes on trying to talk to me on LinkedIn. Okay? You're never satisfied secretly, baby. That is perfectionism. And you probably already know that. All right? And that thing is going to keep you stuck. You all probably saw my thumbnail. Good morning, Mrs. Mary. You probably saw my thumbnail. Perfectionism is a prison. Okay? It looks like control. On the outside, you just got to be in control. But on the inside, it feels like a prison. Drop a heart in the chat if you've ever done something over and over and over and over again because it wasn't perfect enough. It wasn't good enough. Drop a heart in the chat, okay? So we're going to define this prison. We're going to define this prison. We're going to just call it what it is, okay? It looks polished on the outside. It's mostly clear now. Okay, I turned the Wi-Fi off and turned it back on. That's so weird, but okay. Thank you, Lord. It looks polished on the outside, but in the inside it's cold, it's isolating, and it keeps you from moving forward. Okay? This perfectionism thing that you battle with. So you're constantly striving for a standard that is literally impossible. If this resonates with you, please don't forget to hit the like button on YouTube. You're striving for something that isn't even, it's an impossible standard. Yet you're still striving for it, sis. No matter how much you achieve, it still feels like it's not enough. I'm not doing enough. I should be doing more. Y'all keep feeling like I have to sneeze. Sorry. You're like, I should be doing more. This is not enough. Okay. Perfectionism will have you chasing a finish line that continues to move further and further and further away. You'll never finish the race. All right. I'm going to give you some symptoms you might see in yourself if you are battling with this. And I have to remember, I was thinking last night, I was like, I have to remember that some of them are at work, so they can't take notes. They might have to go back and catch the replay. So if you can't take notes right now, that's fine. But here are some symptoms you might see if you are battling with the spirit of perfectionism. Sorry, y'all. Overthinking. And if I call your stuff out and you're not ashamed, just put ouch in the comments. Candace started it. Just be like, ouch. You battle with overthinking. You spend hours on small details. What's up, Michael? You spend hours. Can you all, at least if you're on TikTok, can you just tap my face? Just tap the screen every now and then. Hours on small details instead of finishing what you have to do. That's a sign that you're battling perfectionism. Also, procrastination. You procrastinate, but then you disguise it as preparation. Okay? You're telling yourself, well, I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready. I'm not procrastinating. I'm just not ready. I just want to make sure, that it's really good and it's presentable. And I want to do it in the spirit of excellence. This is what you're saying. Okay? But you're really procrastinating and you're calling it preparation because you battle with perfectionism. Number 3, you never celebrate wins. Michael, today the live should be up. I had it when you entered, but today we're talking about how perfectionism is a prison. All right, number 3, you never celebrate your wins. You're immediately moving the bar higher after you succeed. So, where a person would sit and celebrate the fact that they achieved X, Y, and Z, you don't do that. As soon as you complete a task, you're on to something else. You set another bar. Even in your business, you launch something, you had an amazing launch, you made high 5 figures or 6 figures. Instead of celebrating yourself, you set another goal. You're battling with perfectionism. Okay, so you hit the goalpost instead of celebrating, you move it further away and you keep running. And then when you hit that goal, you move the goalpost and you keep running. You're not celebrating. All right. Perfectionism is also a liar. It tells you lies. Perfectionism is telling you, if I can just get it right, I'll finally feel enough. I'll feel accomplished. I'll feel worthy. I just got to get it right. Okay. But perfectionism is always going to change the target. The target is always going to change. You're never going to actually arrive. Sorry. You're never going to arrive because the target keeps changing. All right. Perfectionism. I hope everything is okay because when I tell you I'm getting a message back to back to back, hopefully everything is okay. I'm getting messages back to back from the same person. All right. Perfectionism doesn't protect you, it paralyzes you. Perfectionism does not protect you, it paralyzes you. For those of you that are just joining, my name is Roneshia. I'm your inner healing coach. All right. Today we're talking about the prison of perfectionism and why it feels like you're working so hard but still not moving forward. Okay, so you all know, if you've been with me all week, you know we've been talking about the hidden cost of these different things. Again, we're in a reset, right? So you should be taking these lives trying to see, okay, what do I need to reset? What do I need to change in the month of September? If you're on TikTok, you're going to have to come over to YouTube we're talking, you should be looking, saying, okay, what do I need to change? Right? So, what are the hidden costs of battling with perfectionism? First of all, I need you to know that every prison has a price. See, I'm trying to fix my hair. Y'all gotta do my hair. Every prison has a price, okay? Perfectionism doesn't just keep you stuck, it drains you. It drains you in ways that touch every single part of your life. Those of you that battle with this, you already know it's draining. You think you got to dot every, I was about to say dot every T. You think you have to cross every T and dot every I. It's not ready yet. It has to be perfect. That mess is draining, okay? Emotionally, you're dealing with, and we've been talking about it all week, anxiety. The anxiety, it never shuts off. Even when things look good on paper, you're still anxious. You're still feeling like, I really hope everything's okay. You're still feeling like, what's going on? This isn't good enough. I need to do it over. You're still battling. Then you're dealing with burnout. Why? Because you're trying to be flawless 24/7, around the clock. Flawless. This is what you're trying to do. Sorry, y'all. Okay. Then you're battling with this constant not enough syndrome. It's not enough. Whatever I do, it's not enough. No matter how much you do, it's not enough. I still got to do more. I'm still behind. I should be further along than now. This is what you're battling emotionally. Okay. Perfectionism is trying to trick you and make you think that peace is on the other side of more achievement. But when you achieve more, you still don't have peace because you're setting another goal. Do you all see? Do you understand? Yes, nod your head. I can't see you, but nod your head anyway. We're going to pretend like I can see you. Then, professionally, those of you that are professionals and you're battling with this, your progress is going to be stalled because you're always tweaking something instead of finishing it. You could have turned that in a long time ago. You could have presented that weeks ago. For some of you, months ago. But no, I need this little tweak. I got to tweak this. No, I got to change that. No, I don't like this. And it just the pettiest thing, okay? Your projects are left half done because in your mind, they're not perfect yet. So they're half done, okay? You're missing opportunities. Time is passing you by, okay? Because in your mind, you're thinking you're not ready. The door has already closed. And I don't know why some of you think that time is going to wait on you. You don't have time. I'm telling you now, you don't have time to wait on time. You don't have time to procrastinate. Do what you need to do. Okay? So that proposal that's been sitting, let me look at LinkedIn. That proposal that has been sitting in your drafts for weeks, that's perfectionism in disguise. It's perfectionism in disguise, okay? Candace said, Abba got me big about perfectionism versus what he deems. Oh, I don't think you can pin comments on YouTube, but okay. Let's talk about how perfectionism affects you relationally. It's going to be hard for you to deeply connect it. It's going to be hard for you to connect deeply with people. Why? Because you're always guarded. Y'all know a lot of times I get on here and I'm talking about stuff. It's stuff that I've dealt with, that I used to struggle with, and some I'm still trying to make it through, right? Because we learn how to give ourselves grace and not to just beat ourselves up. So some of this stuff I'm still working through. I used to struggle with this real bad, being guarded, walls up. I'm talking about the Great Wall of China, okay? But this is what perfectionism looks like relationally. Also, people are going to feel the pressure you're under more than your presence. Y'all know how certain people you can be around and you're just happy. You can feel the joy that exudes from them. You can feel the peace. Some people just come in your presence and they're like, oh my God, I have so much peace. I was dealing with all of this and now I have the Great Wall of China, Candace. When I had my apartment with my prayer room in it, people would just come to my house and it was like, Roneshia, it's just something. They would fall asleep on my couch, all of that, right? So it's some people that you can go around, you can feel them, they can feel you. When you're battling perfection, people can feel that. They can feel that pressure instead of your true presence, okay? Then here it is. People that you care about, that you love, people that love you, they got to walk on eggshells because your standards feel impossible. I do not like to be around people that I have to walk on eggshells around. I'd rather not be around you. Don't come in my presence. And guess what? You don't have to be around them either. If you know people that are draining you every time you go around them, if you know people that are walking on eggshells, I was about to give y'all a whole example. I'm not going to do that because if the person hear it, it's going to start World War III. And let's not forget, my daddy was a soldier, okay? You don't have to be around anybody that is draining your peace, that's draining your energy, and that you have to walk on eggshells around constantly. Okay. I don't want you to be that person. I also don't want you to be around that person. Now, of course, when you're talking about as far as corporate America, it might be your boss. That's just something you have to learn to deal with while you're there, right? Until you leave. But and don't feel like you have to put yourself in certain positions trying to make other people happy. Screw them. Okay? Great. Perfectionism keeps people close to your image, but far from your heart. All right? That's that wall, the wall of China. Okay? And then personally, this is what perfectionism looks like personally. Your identity is now being tied to performance and not authenticity. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I deal with allergies. I don't know what's going on with me this morning. I apologize for the sniffing. Okay, your identity is now tied to what you do. Okay, not you just being your authentic self. I think one of the reasons why people are drawn to me is because I'm real. I'm not your typical church girl. I'm gonna keep it real. I used to put on that child. Roneshia gonna keep it real, okay? So you feel loved for what you produce and not for who you are. You're probably battling a spirit of rejection as well, but we're going to stay on topic. Today's topic is perfectionism. Okay. I'm just talking to myself. So now this creates exhaustion, loneliness, and inner emptiness. Why? Because your identity is tied to performance. Are you understanding? Candace said, not me finding out today. I had my own version of the Great Wall. Time to break it. Absolutely. Honey, I've gotten so much better. You know this because you're my friend in real life. But I used to be really, really, really bad. Even guys that would try to date me would be like, Roneshia, if you just, this wall, if I can just get past this wall, you are so sweet. But this wall that you, listen, but I've gotten so much better. I've learned people are not perfect. Give them grace if they screw up. Because I had the mindset, you all, if I can't trust my mama, why should I trust anybody else? That was my mindset. For those of you that don't know me, I did a whole series. I think that's what I started my classes and courses. The first class I came out with was Surviving Toxic Mothers. I renamed it the Mother Wound Recovery Suite. Why? Because we're recovering from mother wounds. We're not just surviving, we're recovering from that. So, in my mind, I thought if I can't trust my mother, I can't trust any of you. I don't care what you say. So, I was extremely guarded, but I've gotten a whole lot better. Thank you, Candace. I've gotten a whole lot better. I've gotten a whole lot better, and I'm gonna just leave it at that. Not saying I'm all the way there, but I've gotten better. Okay, so perfectionism is going to rob you of your peace while convincing you it's the price of success. Okay, let me reset the room really quick because people are coming in and out. All right, so for those that are just joining, my name is Roneshia. I am an inner healing coach. Today, we're unpacking the hidden cost of perfectionism. Why is this draining your energy? Why is this draining your relationships? Why is it draining your career and even your identity? Perfectionism is a prison, but you can be free today. Okay, let's talk about why we get stuck here. And I keep reminding myself, some of these people are at work, they can't take notes, they can't engage. So I'm just reminding myself, you all, okay? Why do we get stuck in this prison of perfection? Number one, you have a fear of failure. Number one, you have a fear of failure, okay? You feel like making a mistake is fatal. This is what you're thinking in your head because you used to be extra like me. So you're thinking, if I fail, if I make a mistake, this is going to be fatal. Baby, nobody is going to die. I promise you. If you make a mistake, nobody is going to die. Well, unless you're like a surgeon or something. Okay, come back. You have a fear of failure. You think if I get it wrong, I'm going to lose respect. I'm going to lose credibility. I'm going to lose love. They're going to think I'm a fraud. Okay? If you all only knew how much, I'm not going to go there. Some people have a fear of success too. That's also a real thing. But this fear of failure is going to create paralysis. So now you're thinking it's better, you're subconsciously thinking it's better to do nothing than to risk me doing it wrong. I'm not going to risk imperfection. I'm just not going to do it. Now that you've heard me say it out loud, does that make sense? It doesn't. You don't have to, it doesn't. Okay? So perfectionism convinces you that one mistake is going to erase all of your years of success. Everything that you've accomplished is one mistake. Do you think perfectionism is always connected to? I'm going to text you after this, Candace. I think it is, but remember what I told you my mentor told me yesterday, that, and I still find myself doing it. So I'm trying to make sure I'm not doing that, but I will text you after this. Now somebody's calling me. Leave me alone. Okay. But yes, I personally, I do. Rejection. Rejection. Rejection is the root. You have to understand when you're working on inner healing, Candice, I'm gonna say it in code. When you're working on inner healing and becoming better, you have to give yourself grace, right? So you could be free from rejection, but then there's that residue. You have to shift your mind. You get it? You're going to have to work on your mindset due to the emotional damage that entered how? Probably through rejection. There you go. So I was still able to answer you. Do you understand? All right. So why do we get stuck here? One, the fear of failure. Thank you. Okay, great. I'm working. I'm trying. Because I caught myself at the beginning. I'm like, ooh, why did I say that? Okay. Actually, I did it twice. All right. Why we get stuck here? Number two, I cannot make this up. I don't even know who this is calling me. Number two, the fear of judgment. All right. You're staying stuck in this prison of perfectionism because you have a fear of judgment. You're afraid of what people will think if you're not polished, if you're not presenting yourself as perfect. Notice I say presenting yourself as perfect because nobody is perfect. None of us are perfect. The people that you're trying to impress, they're not perfect. They're jacked up. Some of them, you're way smarter than them. I know you all have had a boss and you're like, I could do your job. Some of your bosses may have stolen your idea, stolen your project, and then pretend they did it. Come on, these people are not perfect, but you're afraid of what they're going to think if you're not polished. So you have a fear of judgment. Then you turn around and you start editing yourself in real time, and you want to always present the safe version. Should I do this? I'm going to say this really quick. There was a publishing company that reached out to me. I didn't go looking for them. They found me. I can name some of the people they have published. Okay? Big names, especially if you're in the church world, big names. I'm like, how in the world did you even find me? So they said all they did was Google deliverance ministers or something like that. We went back and forth for a few months. Couldn't connect, right? I'm not going to get into all of that. But one of the last things they kept trying to get me to do is to change my message, change the tone of my message. They specifically kept asking me, I don't know, Lord Jesus. They specifically kept asking me, well, can you write it in the tone as a pastor? It could come off a little, y'all know me, okay? I'm raw. So they kept saying, Pastor, Pastor, can you write as a pastor? I said, I'm not a pastor. I'm a prophet. Here we go, Candace. I said, I can't write as a pastor, and I'm not doing that because I feel like I'm being fake, right? But they were trying to make me digestible and marketable for their audience. Again, you came to me. Now, I could have easily said, you know what? I'll play it safe. I'll change. No, no, I'm not for everybody, and that's okay. You're not for everybody, and that's okay. I can take constructive criticism. People give me criticism, I jump on it immediately. That's not the issue. But you're not going to change or make me change who I am because you want me to be more marketable for your audience. I was over here minding my business, all right? So some of you, you edit yourself in real time because you're trying to present the safe version. Exactly, Candace. That's why I'm, honey, not even worried, baby. Okay? So some of you, you'd rather be exhausted than misunderstood because you want to play safe, because you want to put on the mask, because you want to front. That's exhausting. Not being your authentic self, exhausting. But you'd rather do that than be misunderstood, okay? Also, another reason why we get stuck here, why you're stuck in the prison of procrastination, childhood conditioning, okay? Growing up, you were praised for your achievement and not authenticity. Once again, so you heard things like, why did you get on a 98 on that test? You could have got 100. This is the stuff you heard while growing up, okay? So you learned early that approval equaled performance. Now, I always made good grades, okay? That wasn't an issue. Always made good grades. But because of other stuff that I dealt with, if I was, let's say it was real bad in college, and I used to procrastinate so bad. So let's say I got a paper or this whatever page paper that's due. I'm gonna wait to the last minute to do it because I work better under pressure. This is how I was. Don't let me get a 96 on that paper. Why didn't I get 100? Don't let me get a 92. That's still an A, Roneshia. Yeah, but it's a low A. This is not acceptable. Okay. So this is how I used to think. It doesn't matter. Don't come in my face talking about I did it at the last minute. It's a 92. This is a low A. This is ridiculous. That's how I'm thinking in my mind. Perfectionism. So as a child, you were taught to earn love through results, with results. I'm going to do this and then you're going to love me. True love doesn't work like that. That part exactly. And it's like, who told us we couldn't make wisdom? Thank you, Candace. Thank you. Because my parents, they were never like that with my grades, which I had good grades until I got in high school, like my junior year, and I was a year ahead, but they wouldn't let me graduate early and still made me come to school. So then I started skipping class and I almost didn't graduate my senior year. That's a whole nother. But y'all should have let me graduate early. What am I doing here? I'm bored. The little church girl used to skip. I sure did, baby. I skipped school so bad my senior year. There was nothing for me to do. I almost didn't graduate. Had to make up a whole lie to tell my mama why I needed to go to Saturday school. Anyway, there's this identity trap, right? Success becomes your mask, and without it, you do not know who you are. That is a problem. You equate slowing down to losing value. Exactly, Candace. You equate slowing down with losing value. All right? So, perfectionism isn't just a habit, it's an identity that you were never meant to wear. Okay? Let me reset the room real quick. We're almost done, y'all. We reset the room. All right, so today we're talking about why perfectionism keeps you stuck. And one big reason why is because we've been programmed to believe that our worth equaled performance. Oh, you got to perform like a little circus monkey, like a circus act. We've been taught that. And that mindset is what's keeping many women bound. Yes, this can go for men too, but y'all know I address women because that's like my following is mostly women. All right, so let's talk about how to break free. Let's go ahead and wrap this up. I've been on for 30 minutes, okay? How do you break free from this prison of perfection? You don't need another productivity hack, okay? You need a reset. You need a reset. It's a reset, all right? A new way of seeing yourself and your worth. So you're going to have to shift the focus, which Candace got into this earlier. I was like, she need to get out of my notes. You need to learn how to shift your focus, okay? Move from the place of trying to execute flawlessly to progress and authenticity. All right. Don't worry about being flawless. Don't worry about being perfect. Just say, okay, what progress can I make today as my authentic self? All right. You have to give yourself you have to give yourself permission to move forward even when it's not perfect. You see, you all hear me, those that get on my live, you hear me stutter and stumble over my words all the time. I used to battle with this really bad, not wanting to go live because of it. Okay. Sometimes I stutter for different reasons. I'm not going to let that stop me. Who cares if I stutter? I don't care anymore. Okay. A few weeks ago, I was in a boot camp with millionaires, multimillionaires. They all stuttered and stumbled over their words. Do you think we cared? Absolutely not. We just wanted to know, how can I get the results that you're getting? I think two of them, English wasn't even their first language. They kept apologizing. Nobody cares. We don't care. Oh, sorry. We don't care. Okay. So give yourself permission to move forward, even when it's not perfect. I give myself permission to go live, even though I'm stuttering and stumbling. Nobody cares. And if y'all do care, I don't care that you care. Okay? You have to understand done is better than perfect. Done is better than perfect. If you're able to type that in the chat, type it in the chat. Done is better than perfect. When you watch this replay and you come in, when you get to this point, type it in the comments below. Done is better than perfect. Some of you need to repeat it over and over and over again. Whenever you get in a place where you're battling and you're picking out the smallest little details on whatever you're trying to work on, just start telling yourself, done is better than perfect. Done is better than perfect. Roneshia said, done is better than perfect. Done is better than perfect. Make it a little jingle, okay? That's it, Candace. So you'll learn more by finishing at 80% than by sitting on an idea at 0%. Which number is greater, 80 or 0? I've never been Math hasn't been my strong suit. I love probability and statistics, but all that other stuff, I'm like, why do I need this? But guess who wanted to be a doctor? Which one is greater, 80% or 0? Basic math, 80, right? Okay. So you're going to learn more about finishing, even if it's just 80%. It's better than 0. You're not doing anything because you're trying to get it perfect. So you just have this idea just sitting in your phone, just sitting there, just sitting in your drafts, just sitting in your notebook because you want to execute flawlessly. Again, what did I tell y'all earlier? You don't have time to waste time. You don't have time to procrastinate. I don't know what makes you think you're gonna be here forever, and that everything is just gonna wait on you. Oh, okay. Also, another way for you to break free, you're going to have to learn how to redefine success. You're going to learn how to have, you have to learn how to redefine success, okay? Success isn't about how polished something looks. You can be a polished mess, okay? It's about how aligned it feels with your purpose and your peace. There are people who look beautiful on the outside, but they're crumbling on the inside, all right? And what's the point of looking perfect on the outside if that's what your inside just invested, molded, funky? You bitter, you are falling apart, about to crash out. I saw something in the news. It's I don't know what's going on this year. I have a friend that said the S word was going to increase this year. Saw something on TikTok again yesterday. A firefighter made a post on social media. I forgot what his name was, but he said whatever his name is has left the chat, and then he unalived himself. Do you know there are people right now walking around corporate America? There are people right now who are entrepreneurs. There are people right now who are leaders in various industries who look amazing on the outside. And on the inside, they are battling with the S word. I used to battle with it, that and depression. I get it, but you need to get help. Reach out to somebody. I was like, why did he get on here and make this post instead of just reaching out to someone, the right someone? All right. So don't be that person who's putting up a facade. You run this big company, you're a manager of all these people, and you can't let them see you crumble, but you really want to take yourself out. And we see it all the time. Again, I don't want to mess up the mood. Candace, redefine success. Absolutely, Candace. Absolutely. All right. So you're going to have to redefine success. All right. Success equals impact, alignment, authenticity, not just flawless optics. I tell you all the time, stop comparing yourselves to what you see on social media. People you see on social media. Social media is an illusion. You see what people want you to see. These couple goals, relationship goals, all of that. Then you see the man ended up unaliving the woman ended up unaliving the man, or these people that you see as successful and they were flashy, they got the house, the car. Now they have a whole, what do you call it, court case. They in prison for embezzlement or whatever, all this other stuff. Stop comparing yourself to people and things you see on social media. It's an illusion, all right? And another way to break free, you're going to practice release, all right? So you're going to give yourself permission to produce messy drafts, messy first drafts, all right? Give yourself permission. You got it done. This is just the first draft. You can go back and fix whatever, all right? Give yourself permission. Also, you need to ask for help instead of trying to carry everything on your own. I talked about this. I don't know which live from this week. Go back and look at the lives. I don't know. But you have to learn how to ask for help instead of trying to carry everything yourself. Is my mic still on? Yeah. Okay. Also, you're practicing release, right? Let things be good enough instead of obsessing over being flawless. Stop obsessing over being perfect. Let it be, okay, well, that's good enough. And move on. Even what yesterday, last night, Yesterday evening, I was working on something. I got to this one line, and it was so minimal. This one line, I didn't like the way I was working on a product. I didn't like the way it looked. I spent maybe a minute or two going back and forth, but the old Roneshia would have sat there for a very, very, very long time. You know what I said? I was like, girl, it's not even that deep. Anybody that invests in this, if they sit and point out the facts, I just didn't like how close two lines were together, right? Two sentences. I say, if anybody that invests in this, if they're focused more on this than the transformation they're receiving, they don't need it anyway. Okay. Renisha, move on, and I moved on. All right. So you have to let things be good enough. Okay. Release is where freedom lives. Every time you let go of perfect, you gain back your peace. Let it go. Let it go. Okay. Now we're almost at the end, you all. What happened? LinkedIn. I don't know what's going on LinkedIn. All right. So if you know you need assistance with this, you need to grab my clarity reset. Okay. This is a 7-day program. It's going to have practical steps to help you release the weight of perfectionism, the weight of guilt, and overthinking so you can reset your clarity and peace in 7 days. All you have to do is actually do the program, you all. Don't just purchase this. And if you've already invested in the burden bearers release, the burden release method, you do not need to get this clarity reset, okay? I got amazing feedback when it came to the burden release method. I did go in, I upgraded it, but I don't want you all to be like, oh, you have a fear of missing out, and then you go get it again. And then, Denise, yeah, if you already got that, I got amazing reviews with that. You don't need to get this clarity reset. I just went in, I did upgrade a lot of stuff, but you don't need it again, okay? I just need you to actually do it. This is a great place to start. If you're not ready to jump into my coaching program yet, I'm telling you, grab the clarity reset. 7 days, you all, but you have to actually do it. Let me drop the link in the chat. It's only $47. That is a super small investment compared to the price of staying stuck. But once again, you have to do the work. I promise you. Do the work, follow what it says for 7 days, and then come back and let me know if it worked for you. Let me get the link to drop in the chat. So, LinkedIn, if you're on LinkedIn and you're watching and you want to grab this, it's not letting me type in the chat. I don't know why. Just DM me on LinkedIn, okay? DM me on LinkedIn and let me pull up my YouTube and I'm going to drop it in the chat on YouTube. You need to grab this clarity reset 7 days. If you actually complete it, your mindset, your life is going to shift in 7 days. Hold on, y'all, because I've been trying to talk and do stuff. Yes, I can multitask. Don't judge me. But hold on. For YouTube, I have a number I can give you all, but I don't want y'all to abuse it. Of course, not my personal number. But like with YouTube, there's no feature for you to DM me. I'm thinking about giving y'all this number. Like, hey, if you got questions or if you need the link, just send me a text. But y'all might start abusing this number and then it's going to be a whole problem. So if you want the clarity reset, click the link. Okay, grab that. Also, if you want more, I know, well, it's not to my personal phone. It's not my personal number. Trust me, they can easily get blocked. That ain't the issue at all. At all. But I've been thinking about doing it. Honey, you know I'll block somebody. First of all, if y'all think y'all about to call me, not gonna answer the calls. I don't even answer my personal phone. Sending voicemails, I'm not gonna listen at the voicemail. It will literally just be for People that need to say, hey, Roneshia, can you shoot me a link? Or hey, Roneshia, I got a question about this. But again, I don't know if I can trust y'all with that number. You got to be disciplined. You understand? So for those of you that are more interested in one-on-one assistance, all right, you can apply for the Breakthrough Pathway. It's a 4-session coaching package. Let me get that. And when I pull myself up, I don't know why my video looks scrambled, y'all. I don't know. The same, y'all see my reels and stuff that I release? I go live on the same phone. I don't know why it looks like this. Maybe I should ask YouTube if they have any suggestions. Again, if you're on LinkedIn, if you're interested in my Breakthrough Pathway, you can just DM me and I can send you the link to that, even if you just want to read up on it. I'm going to drop it in the chat for YouTube. Okay. And YouTube, I'm also going to give you the link to my healing suite, which I normally keep this under my videos anyway, but just in case. All right, so get what you need. I recommend that you start with the clarity reset. Again, if you already have the burden release method, I received amazing reviews from people who actually completed it. Now I can't make anything happen for you. You have to do the work. If you know you lazy and you procrastinate, maybe you just like to be a lazy bum and you want to be in the same place next year. Okay, I can't help you. But if you actually want to meet your goals, if you're tired of living the life that you're living, if you want to heal emotionally, mentally, if you want to release these weights, then you're going to do the work, aren't you? All right, so those of you that want to start with something, grab the clarity reset. If you want to just jump straight into the coaching package, that's fine too. Breakthrough Pathway. All right, you'll get accountability and deeper transformation. Perfectionism, that's what we talked about today. It says that you're never enough. Freedom says, baby, you already are. You already are. You're the juice. I need you to embrace it. And for anyone that's just joining, we're wrapping up now with practical steps to break free from this prison of perfectionism, because it's a prison. You are bound. You're bound, okay? You can stop striving for flawless and start living in freedom. Now, if those of you that are in the chat, if you want to answer, you can. If not, we'll just move on, honey. What is it? I'm at 48 minutes. Okay. What's one area of your life, if you don't mind answering? If you don't want to answer, that's fine. What's one area where perfectionism has kept you stuck? Was it your career, relationships, your spiritual life, your business? Drop it in the comments. If you're watching the replay, you can still drop it down below. All right. If you're like, Roneshia, I don't want to tell these people my business, that's fine. Just drop a chain emoji in the chat if you know if you've ever felt trapped by your own standards. Drop a chain in the chat, even if it's the replay. Let me know, girl. Yeah, this was for me. Appreciate you. And then you'll see that you're not the only one, okay? Academics. Ooh. So, Candace, what are you going to do about that? You don't have to answer. You don't have to answer. You don't have to tell people your business. But you need to ask yourself, if perfectionism has kept me stuck in the realm of academics, what am I going to do about this? Am I supposed to go back to school? Am I supposed to be teaching? So you need to ask yourself, what are you going to do? So that can be your homework for the weekend, Candace. What are you going to do to combat that? I'm not saying you have to go back to school, okay? But if you know you want to go back to school, oh, wow. Isn't that interesting? Okay, so that's what you're going to be working on. Even, we know, right? September is the month that we're resetting. So that's something that you can work on for the rest of the year. What am I going to do to break this? How am I going to move forward? There you go, Candace. So that this time next year, you're not in the same position as far as academics. You see how that works? And thank you for responding, because that's going to help somebody else that's in the chat and doesn't want to say anything, or people that are watching the replay. So thank you for responding. All right, y'all already know I got some declarations for you. Why? Because your words have power. Okay? So perfectionism is a prison. Breaking free is progress. So I want you all to figure out what you can do after you go through and say, okay, where has perfectionism kept me stuck? I want you to figure out what you can do. What steps can you take to start breaking free? Grab the clarity reset. Is that your step? Grab my coaching program. Is that your step? And on top of that, what are we going to do in real life? Okay, make sure you go back and watch all of the videos from this week. We're going to jump into the declarations and then we are done. I hope you all have an amazing, safe, fun filled weekend. Purpose filled as well. Okay, repeat after me. Let's do these declarations and then we're out of here. I am free from the prison of perfection. Progress matters more than perfection. My worth is not measured by performance. Hey, Emily. Yes, girl, please catch the replay. I give myself permission to be human. Okay. I'm hearing that some of you all need to repeat that one, so I'm going to say it again. I give myself permission to be human. Can I remind you that you are not a robot? I don't know who needs to hear this. Some of you, you need to repeat that over and over again. I literally see tears falling. I don't know who that one is for. Repeat it as many times as you want to, as you need to. I apologize. And somebody is literally, you're going to get breakthrough and you're going to start crying. I give myself permission to be human. Done is better than perfect. For that one, some of you need to post that around. It can be your office at work, your desk at work, your cubicle, your mirror in the bathroom, wherever. Somebody needs to post that one. Done is better than perfect. Put it on your computer screen if you have to. Put a little sticky note. Okay. I release fear. I release guilt. I release control. I choose freedom over pressure. I am already enough, just as I am. Perfectionism no longer has power over me. I am free, I am aligned, and I am enough. Okay? I want you all to have a phenomenal weekend. If anyone has tips on how I can make my video more clear, even though I'm looking at myself clearly on YouTube, please let me know. Send me a message. But I'm going to try to contact YouTube and see if they have any suggestions. All right. Love y'all. Bye. Oh, let me end LinkedIn first. And I don't know, maybe I need to start trying to do my YouTube live via StreamYard and see if it looks better. I might try that next week. Just go through StreamYard instead and see if the visual is better for you all. All right, love you all. Grab my clarity reset.